Journaling to move through procrastination. So, procrastination is one of those things where we find ourselves in a loop of feeling frustrated because there's something we want to do or think we should do, and it's not being done. And often, the more we try and force ourselves and make ourselves do that thing, the more we procrastinate. So I want to take you through a really simple, easy and short journaling practice to help you move through procrastination when it comes up, because it comes up for all of us, myself included. One of my practices is when I'm procrastinating to just step away from that thing. I know that forcing things never ever works with me. My inner rebel really, really hates it. And also that it's an invitation to choose a different path, look for where the ease and the flow is instead of forcing things. It's just trying to make things happen when they just don't want to is never a solution. And I think the more we surrender to things like procrastination being a form of guidance, the easier it becomes. So, first journaling question. Let's get our journals out. I'm going to open mine at my page. Okay. What do I need to know or do in order to start? You start journaling. What do you need to know or do in order to start the thing that you're procrastinating on? Often for me, it's breaking it down into much smaller steps. I have this big concept or idea in my mind, and it feels so overwhelming because I know what the end aim is, but I'm not sure how to get there. And so often what I need to do is break whatever I'm working on into tiny, tiny little bite-sized steps. So, write that thing, call that person, email that person, learn about this, whatever it is. So what do you need to know or do in order to start? Sometimes I also have limiting beliefs like, I don't know enough about this thing, or it's too hard, probably because I don't know enough about it, or I'm afraid of the outcome, both positive and negative. Often we're equally afraid of success as we are of failure, which sounds like such a paradox, but welcome to life. Okay, you've had a few minutes to answer that question. Let's go to the second question. This one is huge and it will surprise you. Is my procrastination actually a sign that I need to rest? So often, procrastination is actually your body telling you that it's done for the moment and it needs to rest. Go ahead and answer the question. Is your procrastination actually a sign that you need to rest? Is it? It might not be. It might be. But you write down what's coming up for you. There's no right or wrong answer here. It could even be a blend. Just be really honest with yourself. I notice that often when we think about rest, what we're thinking about is doing things that aren't work or aren't on our to-do list, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we're resting. Maybe you're on the phone with someone, or scrolling, or watching Netflix, or doing all three at the same time. You're definitely not resting. You're just not doing the things you're supposed to do. So real rest is when we take space and time with ourselves to just be really, really still and almost simmer. This is the best explanation I have, is simmer in our own essence and feel into what our bodies need. Often when I do that, I can actually feel my body tapping into this source of energy and power and refueling, kind of like an electric car. And that feels incredible, but we need to have this ability to connect to stillness and not doing, not being active, being passive and receptive in order to refuel in this way. It's often what we need even when we're hungry or when we have a tendency to overeat. You know, a few days ago we had the emotional eating journaling practice. Sometimes that hunger is actually you just needing to have real, deep, restful connection with yourself. Third question, really easy one. I think it's a really important one to discover, to explore. That's what I was looking for. What am I avoiding by procrastinating? Okay, come on. You can do this. Sit down and answer this question. What are you avoiding by procrastinating? I've got a little danger. Come to say hello, haven't you? Yeah. I often find that I'm avoiding telling myself the truth about something, maybe that I need support or help with something, or that I'm trying to do something that actually doesn't support my aims, that I've added it to my list of things to do just because I think I should. And I'm so interested in and devoted to just doing things that offer me results. And there's many things that we sometimes try and do that don't actually offer us results. They're almost a way of avoiding doing the real work or answering the real questions or speaking the truth to ourselves in a way that allows us then to access those things that we need to do that will move us forward or move the needle forward. So what are you avoiding by procrastinating? What is it that you're running from? Maybe sit with that question as well. More might come up in the future.